So if you're under 18, 19 years old, you can come up, or else we're all children, right? So I see some older children out there. I've got a little illustration here, which theoretically it should work. Give it time. You like illustrations? Come on, children. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. I don't bite. Not too hard. All right. You ever looked in the Bible and you ever heard of the word leaven? How many of you heard the word leaven in the Bible? All right. No, don't. Nice few of you. All right. Leaven is referred into the Bible. It could be either good. A lot of times it's referred to as something bad. But leaven is also what we call yeast, right? And Matthew 12:1 it says, "Beware of the leaven or the yeast of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy," right? So anyways, I've got some flour here. All right. Got about 2 1/4 cups of flour. I'm going to add some what they call leaven. See? That's what they leaven, yeast. You see that? Little tiny little kernels. Yeast, all right? We're going to put this yeast in this flour and mix it up. All right? You saw me put yeast in the flour, right? All right. I'm going to throw some salt in there. We'll mix that up. Okay. Do any of you see the yeast or the salt? What does it just look like? Just looks like flour, right? Leaven is the same way as what Christ referred to in the Bible, that it's hidden. It gets in a person, and just like yeast, it's like sin, okay? He referred to it as hypocrisy. That's a big word, right? Hypocrisy is a big word, right? Leaven is also. Leaven means anything which makes a general change in the mass. So we're mass, right? Our bodies are mass, and out of anything that's mass is energy. If you study science, you got the sun is mass, and it puts forth heat, right? That's energy. We're mass, our bodies are mass, and we put out energy, right? So anything that makes a change in the mass, or any change in us, or any change in anything, it generally means something which corrupts or depraves that which is it mixed with. So leaven or yeast will rise, it changes it. It changes the consistency of it. If we just put water in the flour, it'd just be flour and water. It wouldn't do anything. But now that we added salt for flavor, right? And we'll put some water in here. I'll dump the whole thing. And I'll mix this up. Right? And what did I say? It said, the leaven or yeast of the Pharisees, which is what? Hypocrisy. That's a big word, I said. Hypocrisy is the assuming of a false appearance or virtue or religion, a deceitful show of a good character in morals or religion, a counterfeiting of religion, basically saying you believe something and don't practice it. So hypocrisy is basically what I call living a double life. So if you profess you're a Christian, and then when you step outside the doors here, you start not acting like a Christian, you start maybe you see something you want, you don't have money for it, and maybe you pick it up, and that's stealing. So that is not what the Christians do, right? Or you tell a lie to one of your friends. That's hypocrisy, right? So we're going to mix this up here. And we're going to wait. Try to mix this up as best as I can. And we're going to wait during the service and see what this does. Hopefully, it will do what it's supposed to do. Sometimes I don't have the best of luck with, when I was in like 5th grade, I used to come home and bake bread, and it'd always turn out good, and I'd sell it to the teachers or sell it to people, or we'd use it in the house. So I always enjoyed baking bread. But I'm not going to get my fingers in this. Well, I guess I can. We'll put my fingers in it. We'll mix it up, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what makes cooking fun, right? You take it and you call kneading it and putting it together. And then what we'll do, we'll let this set a little bit, and we'll see what it does. I'm going to put a wet towel over it. So, if you listen to the sermon today, we're going to talk about some of this stuff that we need to get the leaven out of our life, right? And I have that problem. I think we all do. We all sometimes say things we shouldn't say, right? You ever do that? You say something about your sister or about your brother that you shouldn't say? Nah, I never do that, right? Never. We should always say kind words. Amen? Oh, thank you, Bob. Okay. All right. We'll let that sit there, and we'll let you all go back to your seat quietly. And then after the service, you can come up and look and see what it did, if it did anything.